This is the first of the exhibits that we're set to produce this year, and so really it's a testing ground for this new initiative, a union between not just Groundwork, of course the urban greening charity, but also the Royal Horticultural Society, who are much more well known for garden shows like this one, and of course issues like the Britain in Bloom. And this particular project was all about industrial greening, the industrial wasteland, and breathing new life into it. And in a way this is the starting point. It's typical of the sort of areas that we saw when we were looking for inspiration. And so it's no surprise that we see the derelictions, the remnants of industry and litter and detritus, and what we described as a very negative space. You know, this is hardly going to inspire people to get out and enjoy the external environment, get involved with horticulture and gardening, and also just to respect that environment and develop those cohesive community relations. So this was the starting point, and we tried to recreate something of that dereliction going through from the back of perhaps a mining shed, the graffiti scrawled on the wall, and then the rather cesspit-like water which is left after mining operations, you know, highly toxic in many situations because of its acidity. Very little will grow, and there's very little use for it for any organism, be it plant or animal. And to show the transformation, to show the effect that it typifies Groundwork and the RHS's approach to revitalising urban environments, we started to create this similar sized space, but utilising a different range of plants and choreographing them to create the most fantastic space. Sometimes design solutions don't have to be complex, they don't have to be groundbreaking. It has to be appropriate, it has to be fit for purpose, well looked after, and most important of all, it has to connect with the community who are going to be responsible for this particular garden. And that really for me is where Groundwork have their great strength. They do it by going into local communities, to engaging with those communities first, asking them what they would like to make their lives and their environments better, and then facilitating that transformation using plants and landscape features in the creation of environments. And so what we see is a simple piece of deck created by the volunteers up at Merthyr out of roofing trusses and roofing timbers, timber work which again has been created by the volunteers and the Groundwork trainees and staff, and a range of plants that just bring a certain sense of life and enjoyment, a bountiful display that gladdens the heart and emboldens the spirit, and also elements which will help to enliven the garden for perhaps younger users, rain gauges, thermometers, maximum minute of wind anemometers, and the wind dials, just to help demonstrate that no one garden sits in isolation. It's all linked to a much broader environment and a broader project. So as a first stab, well, the sun's shining, the crowds enjoy it, and we even had ducks on the pond earlier.